Man, listen, I ain't even got a lot of introduction to do, but I do have a piece of exciting news that everybody got to pay attention to. Me and my little big bro, Big Perk, Swagu Perk podcast will be traveling to H-Town
what
at the Rustic.
We what? We traveling? What we
traveling? Well, I'm traveling. You just hopping in the car and jumping a couple of highways and roads. And we at the Rustic in Houston, July 13th. Y'all turn up with the Swagu and Perk podcast. And listen, you will not be disappointed. You get to see your cousins live and direct. It is a family reunion. Perk, what you told me it was gonna be before we came on?
Oh, it's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be a movie. You know how we act when we get an audience in front of us. You know how we act when it's just me and you right now. So
bro, we just love the people. Look at my arms. We just love being around the people, man.
Yes.
Dude, that first of all, that refrigerator, that design on that refrigerator doors, that's refrigerator doors behind you.
That is.
Yeah, that's rich people for refrigerator doors.
Well, let me say this. That first of all, that was all your sister. I'm happy to be back into my home.
Yes.
I've been out of it for 14 months.
It's a blessing, man.
Yeah, since the ice storm. And so, you know what happens, man. The ice storm happens and things like that. And the first thing that women think about, the first thing that my wife thought about, yes, we had to move out, but she was like, oh, I've been waiting to upgrade anyway.
Yeah.
Hey,
matter of fact, a little public service announcement from Swagu and Perk. If you don't got insurance, go get your some. I know if we making people mad, but make sure you got insurance on your stuff. Hey man, listen, we could pass the pleasantries, but we got some serious things to talk about. And some happenings. I like calling them happenings. So we gonna just cut straight to the chase. You and Draymond had a back and forth. I thought Draymond was very out of pocket for what he said, what he put on your name. I understand beef. I understand that you and Draymond don't see eye to eye. And you know me, I called you that night. I was like, bro, listen, let's reevaluate this and like move different than everybody else. That's me. That's big bro. You know me. If I see something, I'm gonna hit you up personally on the line. It's a lot of you know how I am with that. It's a lot of going back and forth on Twitter and Instagram, and I ain't got no problem with that when somebody come at you publicly. But if I can reach out to you personally, you know my philosophy on that. But when it is said publicly, I'm with you because you taught me that. When somebody say something publicly, you respond publicly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm with that. So here's the thing, man. And I'm getting out of the way because I want to hear you talk about it. First, I know that it pissed you off because we talk personally.
Right.
And then for me, it pissed me off because I feel like every time that word coon thrown around, it set us back. And it should never be a term used by men that have education.
Right.
It should never be a term used by, especially a black man towards another black man. Yeah, we're gonna get into it today. It should never be used and then publicly. All right. So I don't know what the historical context of you and Draymond relationship is. I don't know if y'all had beef before you finished playing in the league. I don't know what transpired, but I know when he said that, it took me back. I could deal with Draymond going at you. I could deal with him saying stuff, you going back and forth. We all in this business.
Yep.
We all open and fair game. But to me, that was too far. And that ain't because I'm your brother, because I told you on the phone, I said, there's some things you put in that post that's wrong. And I think you need to correct them. We had that conversation. So, but beyond that, I knew where your reaction came from. And I couldn't step to my little big bro and say, dude, don't react like that. I couldn't say with that term being flung around like that. Because I know I'm very sensitive to that as well when it comes from somebody, a peer or somebody that you know that you can reach out to or get in touch with. So I'm a back off. I said my piece, and I want to hear what was that about, bro?
Well, one is this, okay? I don't mind when we keep it basketball or sports related, okay? I don't mind. The back and forth is actually entertaining to me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I called Draymond out about being aggressive about, a month and a half ago, I believe, when they was in the Dallas Maverick series, and he didn't like it, okay? That's when he called me a big ogre. That's when I responded back and was like, hey, you ain't the cutest, person walking around. You ain't handsome. So, I responded back to that. That's all in good fun, right? Great fun. But the truth of the matter is that he wasn't being aggressive. And I just called him out on it. And when he started being aggressive, the Warriors actually started playing a better brand of basketball. That's point number one. Okay, you could disagree with my takes. You could disagree with how I deliver my takes. I'm not who you want me to be, and I'm not going to be who you want me to be. I'm not going to be a guy that's going to break down and talk about a weak side X and out or a sinking field or things to that nature. That's not who Big Perk is. All right, but who Big Perk is a guy that's going to come up here and be authentic, a guy that's going to bring a different type of personality, a guy that's going to speak with broken English, but I'm going to talk to the people out there and the viewers out there that can relate to me, which we have a lot of them, okay? So I'm speaking barbershop talk. I'm calling a spade on how I see it, how it's going. Now, are we going to get all the opinions right? No. Here's the problem what I had with Draymond Green and what he said, because mind you, I've been ignoring everything he's been saying and letting him have his victory lap tour since he won the championship.
Yep. You even gave him credit. You even gave him credit for it.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with it, Swag. So my thing is, when we bring up those racial words, right? We talk about African American brothers. Okay, it's a couple points that piss me off about the situation. One, I'm married to an African American woman with 4 African American kids, 3 African American boys. One is 14, one is 10. Both of them got cell phones. Both of them got social medias. As a leader and a guy that is raising African American men and showing them how to be men, the one thing I got to show them is that we would never tolerate disrespect. It don't matter about what job you're working. It don't matter about the money that you could be losing. A man has to respect you. Now you have to respect that man as well, but you got to make sure every time you walk into a room or go to a place or whatever you're doing, they respect you as a man. That was the first thing. The second thing is this. I'm sitting up here as I'm letting it all process before I drop the video, is I'm thinking, when the hell is this coming from? Like, tell me, how am I being a coon? Because
bro, that's the part that had, like, I don't, go ahead. I don't even
no, because I want to hear you. I want to hear you after the fact. I want to hear you after. Okay, because you can't, because you're saying that I'm dressing up in an Alcatraz outfit, or I'm dressing up in a Harvard outfit, or I'm dressing up as Santa Perk. No. Nobody is making me do nothing. This is something that I want to do.
It's the biggest misconception. It's the biggest misconception.
And it's crazy because here's the thing. What I'm showing people is that I'm trying to build a path after basketball that was a life after basketball that was actually greater than my playing career. I never been on a commercial before, but guess what? I was on a State Farm commercial. I never had some of the endorsement deals that I made while being at ESPN, but you know why? Because I didn't put myself in a box. I actually, not only has I been showing my value for as me being a basketball analyst, but I've been showing my personality, which attract other deals, which attract other sources of income, and now you're out branding yourself. I done had about 5 people reach out to me about being in movies. That's neither here or there. So why are you so mad at me? Because I'm moving the needle and doing things my way, and it's actually working for me. I never disrespected nobody. I never called nobody out their name. A matter of fact, I never called nobody trash. I never called nobody a bum. Now, when somebody is playing well, yes, I'm going to playing well. I'm going to give them their flowers. If they playing bad, I'm going to say something about it.
Yeah.
But my thing is this. Don't get too comfortable with me and the disrespect of thinking, oh, Big Perk, just this big, jolly, cool dude. He's expanded his brand. I've changed my life. I went to anger management when I was like 28, 29 years old. Like, bro, I did a complete 360. And now I'm doing something great. I'm doing what I need to do in life, and I'm happy doing it. So don't just judge me because you saying, oh, they had them up there in the clown suit. No, they didn't have me doing nothing. I chose to do that. The idea was brought to me, and I said, man, this is a great idea because this is going to make great television, which it did. So my thing is just be careful with that. And I think it started from the point when KD called me a sellout, and I let that slide because I didn't really address it like I should have, because the day that I went on TV to address the problem, it was Juneteenth.
Well, yeah, so, me and you talked about that privately, and you was going to address. I got you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So my thing is this, bro. At the end of the day, I'm gonna say this again. I'm not sitting up here beefing with nobody. I'm definitely not running from nobody, but I'm not beefing with nobody. We're talking about basketball. So just long as we keep it basketball, and long as we don't do the disrespect, bro, I'm all good with whatever you got to say. And guess what? Yeah. We don't have to be partners. Well, I don't have to be your partner. You don't have to be mine, and I'm okay with that.
First and foremost, I'm proud of you, because I've watched everything transpire, evolve. I've called you when I thought you could do things better. I've texted you in the middle of shows and said, man, you're doing a phenomenal job, right? And you've done the same for me. But here's my thing, bro, and listening to you, because it hurt me to see him say that. I'm being honest. It hurt me because a lot of times, dude, and now I got to let South Baton Rouge come out of me. A lot of times, these dudes in these leagues and these people over the internet and social media, they think because you sitting up there and you got a suit on and you work for a company that everybody recognizes. Matter of fact, that most dudes want to work for when they get done. Let's not mention that, right? Like everybody act like ESPN the plague when they playing and they got a problem with everybody there. And then as soon as they done, coincidentally, they end up on this network, either filling in for something or they trying to work here. So, but I'm not even going to talk about that hypocrisy. What I want to just address is the term coon, and I want to address why that is so disrespectful and out of pocket. Number one, you ain't saying that to me when we face to face. That's number one. Okay, me and you had this conversation all the time about social media. These social media giants, these social media Mike Tysons, and guys that they'll do anything over their keyboard. They'll do anything to you. They'll talk to you crazy. And then when you see when we get in this entertainment business, and you got peers and you got dudes, is they feel comfortable. I've always said it, Perky. You know me and you talk about it. It's safe to be almost about to fight in the NBA basketball game. Right. It's safe to be almost about to fight in the NFL football game. We used to be in practice and I see dudes throwing helmets and fighting, and I'm telling, like, bro, what you expending that energy from? Mm-hmm. All of us getting paid. All of us got direct deposit in 6 days. Right. We fought real fights growing up. And see, this is the part I hate, because I don't have a thuggish bone in my body. I ain't no thug. I ain't never subscribed to being no gangster. I ain't never subscribed to none of that. I got a lot of them that's family. I got a lot of them that's partners. I understand everything that life is about. Right? And I know most of them OGs and most of them cats that I grew up with, they saw the ability in me and was like, we gonna keep you away from this. But this real life out here. And we've had our scraps. I've been in the mud and gutter and all of that type of stuff. We've had to really throw hands and lock up.
We know.
Right? So
you're not making it in this solo. You're not making it out of Baton Rouge without throwing hands. I'm telling you.
No. So I just always, like, I always take a beat, bro. And everybody asks me, like, Sway, why this verbal sparring don't bother you, and why you ain't clapping back on guys that's talking to you, or why you ain't clapping back on Draymond for getting that perk like that? I'm like, bro, me and Perk been through real life, bro. We come from places where if that happens in real time and we face to face, we gonna lock up. Like, it ain't no like this whole corporate ESPN, whatever podcast network he under, all of that is great. And it's great to have your issues with dudes. Like, it ain't no problem. We disagree. Like you said, we disagree in the barbershop. We disagree when we talking on the corner. We disagree when we talking on the stoop, on the porch. All of that disagreement is fine. But it's always baffling to me in this entertainment business. And in this, that's why Perk, honestly, like I tell people this all the time because they ask me, like, man, you and Big Perk just be getting down. Y'all like brothers, man. Y'all be on the podcast. I'm like, bro, me and Perk done been through things, bro. Like, we on the other side of living life. We ain't even know that we would have an opportunity to live.
Exactly.
Outside of sports. So at that point, bro, and we're gonna move on from this because we didn't already spent too much time on it. Man, keep doing your thing. Keep enjoying what you're doing. Keep making your own decisions. Continue to push your career forward and bring as many people along as you can. And we'll stay above the fray. Just like I told you on the phone. You address what you had to address. And I ain't want to jump stupid. I ain't want to push no buttons. I ain't want to come. I don't need to defend you because I know what your life been about. I know what your life about. And I know the difference between entertainment, again, cousins and kin folks. I'm from South Baton Rouge. Perk from Beaumont, Texas. Around those parts, there's a difference in entertainment and real life. All right. Yeah. And when you get to a point where you start stepping on toes in real life, that's a completely different reaction than when you verbally sparring over entertainment or a take or whatever. So at the end of the day, bro, I'm happy that you responded. I'm happy that you made the move to readjust that. And I'm happy about what you do. I'm proud as hell of you, dog. And a lot of people are.
And see, that's the realest it could get. You know, I woke up to about 173 text messages saying, hey, man, we appreciate you. Hey, man, like former NBA players. And so when I think about that, right, and I think about that situation, Swag, I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, okay, cool. A lot of people really felt this way, but a lot of people ain't gonna really stand out or stand up or say nothing publicly. No. I am. Not only has it been Draymond and Perk, but we just got some information that it's Stephen A. and Kyrie Irving. It's Stephen A. and Kyrie Irving. And I feel like, let me say this. Stephen A. and Kyrie Irving, this been going on for about 3 or 4 years.
I'm tired, Perk. I'm tired.
I'm tired of it too. Like, it's to the point where it's like, okay, why? Now, it's really to the point of that when it comes to those two. I just want to know your thoughts on the back and forth between Stephen A. and Kyrie. How you feel about how Stephen A. be attacking Kyrie and what he been doing, things to that nature. I just want to know.
Yeah. First of all, I don't like it because it's been too long. And, you know, I know you and I are supposed to know everything about Stephen A. because we work with him one day a week during the season or one show a year during the season or on whenever. But I know this about Stephen A. The man is an information highway, bro. Like, the one thing you can't knock about Stephen A. Smith is his connections and what he knows. That's the one thing I've learned over this time that we've been working with SA. Now, what I will say is I have been uncomfortable at times with him going after Kyrie because I just felt like it was too much. And I felt like it's like, bro, it's time to leave this alone. Everybody know how you feel about it, right? And I understand that he made the video, Kyrie responded, and now he responded again. But it's like, at some point, bro, both of you are respectfully at the top of what y'all do, right? Like, both of y'all are guys that are very visible. People pay attention to you. A lot of people ride for you. It's almost like the same type of energy from whatever side you fall on, Stephen A. or Kyrie. You love them or you hate them. It really ain't no middle ground for both of those guys. It's very relative. So I think what it is, man, is like I saw Stephen A. sit down with KD. That's what need to happen with Kyrie, unless it's real beef, right? Like, unless it need to be a private conversation between Kyrie and Stephen A. and whoever else they feel like need to be there. But I have felt like it's been too much verbal, like it's been too much going at Kyrie from Stephen A. after he made his feelings known time and time again about what he thinks, right? About unavailability, reliability, his responsibility to the game of basketball. And listen, I will never have a problem with Stephen A. talking about Kyrie need to play more games. I'll never have a problem with that because we want to see Kyrie play. He said that before.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it feels too personal when he's talking about Kyrie. Sometimes it feels like it's more to say, but he won't say it. So that's why I continue to keep going at it. So Perk, I want to speak on it from a knowledgeable standpoint, but I don't know the history. But what I do know is that it's been a lot of Kyrie Irving focus from Stephen A. And now Kyrie has finally said something back. So I hope at some point they can link up, or like Kyrie said, he talked to his father or his uncle or whatever. I know his uncle is Rod Strickland. And Stephen A., I think they got a relationship or know each other or whatever. But ultimately, bro, this has been going on too long, right? And if I was talking to SA, if I was talking to Stephen A., and I might text him after this podcast, I'm be like, man, you need to catch up with the young bro. If he willing to sit down and chop, and y'all need to figure out whatever the hell y'all got going on, or you need to really hash out whatever type of vendetta you got against him personally, so y'all can either figure out y'all gonna agree to disagree, find some common ground, or decide to go forward and not rock with each other at all. I don't know what the solution is. I just know there needs to be some kind of solution. And Stephen A. alluded to that about name the time and the place, and we can sit down and talk. That's what I think need to happen.
And guess what? You just spoke the gospel per usual, okay? And I think that they need to, but everybody is not man enough to do that. We know Stephen A. is willing to, and I'm not saying Kyrie Irving is not man enough, but I think it's past that point.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I pretty much know it's past that point. It's not only past that point with Kyrie Irving, but it's past that point with his godfather and Rod Strickland. They don't want to sit down and talk with Steve.
They don't want to rock with it.
Nah, it ain't got way.
It's been too long. It's been too long.
It's been too long, and the conversation ain't gonna be a conversation. You see what I'm saying? So it's best for them.
So to your point, like I was talking about between you and Drake, it's beyond entertainment.
Yeah, it's beyond entertainment at this point.
I got you.
Now,
I got you.
Does Stephen A. bring up valid points when it comes down to Kyrie showing up and playing? Absolutely, right? You got to show up to work. Kyrie knows that, though, right?
Yeah, Kyrie knows that.
He knows that. Okay, cool. But I think this is one of them situations where you got to just fall back and watch it. Like, it's nothing nobody could say. It's nothing nobody could do. Because here's the thing. The route that they're going is really dangerous. It's really, really dangerous because I feel like both sides, from reading and looking at those tweets and looking at those responses, I feel like both sides got something on each one of them that you don't want to even go unbury those bodies that both of them got laying in the yard.
Yeah.
And that's what it seemed like it's getting to at this moment. So to me, it's almost like, okay, cool. Gotta find a common ground of, all right, let's not talk no more about Kyrie Irving until basketball season starts. If Kyrie Irving give us a reason to, now that's another thing. Like Kyrie Irving, he really gave us a reason to talk about it.
Sure did.
These past couple weeks. Like we were in the midst of the finals. We were in the midst of the NBA draft, but we had to address the Kyrie topic. And Kyrie didn't he didn't come in and say, this is what's going to happen. He
one of the faces of the NBA. We didn't know if he was going to be on the team or not.
We got to discuss that. We got to discuss that. It's a must. But I don't think people should take it, or I don't think Kyrie Irving in his camp should take it as disrespect. I think they should take it as respect. Like, we're not talking about some role player. We're talking about Kyrie Irving. This is a big deal. You possibly could leave Kevin Durant, and it was rumors that you could have went to
join Bron.
This is news. This is respect, though, because you're worthy of being discussed. But I just solely believe that those two, I think it got so far gone that it ain't no more sitting down. It ain't no more conversation. And it's not just with Kyrie, it's with his father and it's with Rod Strickland.
Well, you more tapped in them conversations, and you know a lot of them dudes way better than I know. And I know your gauge on how situations are in real life. Things that we ain't talking about that don't need to be talked about in a public forum. But like I just, for me, man, I be, you know how I am, bro. I be trying to play peacemaker, man. I done been through too much. I ain't trying to throw hands with nobody no more. I ain't trying to be in no sticky shit. I done been through all that. I done all that. I'm on the other side of that. Now, I got two things in my life, bro. My family, off limits. Okay? That's one. The other thing is, you can talk about me as much as you want to. Just don't lie on me. Because when you lie on me, that's personal. All right? Now, everything else, you can call me out my name. You could say what you want to say about me. I'm confident in myself. I've overcome what I wasn't supposed to overcome already. So I'm good when it comes to me and my character and what I stand on. But ultimately, bro, that's the two things that's gonna make me turn into what I've been before I matured and start to think things out before I responded. My family and lying on me are the two things that I won't accept that. It's beyond that. You lying on me is like you spitting in my face.
Real talk. And
you know what I'm saying?
Here's another thing. We are turning into the real housewives of the NBA. That's what it's turning into right now. This is a reality show. I mean, bro, some of the stuff that we're dealing with, some of the stuff that's going on, bro, like my thing is this, right? We all have been there, especially you and myself. Every article that's been written about us hasn't been good. Some things has been bad because we didn't perform well, whatever the case may be. We didn't give a damn. But now it's almost like, oh, you didn't perform well, let me shut up because you gonna come at me later on down the line. No, that ain't how it go. That ain't how it go. And so I have no problem with guys using their platform. I have no problem with guys using their own podcast to go out there and do what they got to do. It is what it is to that point. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, do what you do how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Stay in your lane. And when you see an exit on off. That's how I live. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna ask you this, bro. I'm gonna ask you this because I want our cousins and kin folks to know, and I know you addressed it. But why did you decide to take the post down?
Well, okay, here we are. So Dave Roberts, right? Mm-hmm. Top dog at ESPN, right? Over the NBA department. You know what I'm saying? One of the guys that believed in me gave me a phone call. And it wasn't a phone call of, let me get on you, you wrong for that. No, it wasn't that. It was actually a genuine conversation.
It's important to note that Dave Roberts is a black man. But go ahead. I just wanted to get
absolutely. Go ahead. Absolutely. Yep. That's empowered. That actually believed in me. That actually last year, when some things was going wrong with my contract, he actually the one that said, you know what, we can't do days no more. We got to tear this up. We got to sign you to a new deal right now. Like he's been having my back that much. And I've been having his. And the last thing I want to do is disappoint him or make him look like a fool to anybody else. And you know why I say that is because who owns ESPN? Disney. Right? Yeah. And with Disney comes with what? Kids and everything else. Now my emotions did get in the way. And I expect any man emotions to get in the way if it's especially when you was disrespected. Okay, cool. Like Dave said, Perk, the video is out there. But for you being one of the faces of ESPN in the basketball department and the way that you're going, we just don't want it under your profile. And guess what? Out of the respect for Dave and everybody else that I work with, my colleagues, and even some of the people that I'm really, really close with, like yourself, I took it down. Yeah. All right, y'all got it. It's been up there for 12, 13 hours. Y'all had a chance to, however y'all snip it or whatever the case may be, is there. It's there. Yep. Okay, but it's just not under my profile. And so I said, you know what? I'm taking it down. You know what I mean? Because Dave Roberts has been nothing but great to me since I got to ESPN. Has done nothing but a great job since taking over. Since he's taken over and been at the top, the ratings been through the roof. He's putting people in position to be successful. Things has been going great, and I don't want to be the one to disappoint him or to show him that he can't call me and I won't have his back if he asks me to do something. And it was a genuine conversation. It wasn't
I'm so glad to hear that, bro. I'm so glad to hear that, because what I always think about, man, is one, I didn't consider it a mistake when you responded. All right. Some people would. Like, Perk let his emotions get the best of him. He shouldn't have did. I ain't consider it a mistake, because we like we always tell our cousin, I'm from Louisiana, you from Texas, bro. It's certain terms, it's certain things that rub us a different way than anybody else, right? And that's one of them. So I understood the reaction. What I do love about what you said, and I know Dave and I have had many conversations. Dave has been a dude that has rolled for me, has helped me in my development as well. When I started doing shows like First Take and Get Up and things like that, along with a whole host of other people that give you an opportunity to be in that position and then see what you do with it. But ultimately, bro, we got to respect them. We got to respect the people that's put their careers and their reputations on the line, not on the line, but in front of ours, so we could have a door open and move forward and kick it in. So that's why I wanted to ask that question, because I kind of knew that it was going to be a conversation with DR, as I call him. But I also know that this going back to this big misconception that if you say something that's deemed out of pocket, that Disney or ESPN gonna bring the hammer down, or we afraid we censored in what we can say or what we can do. Bro, let me tell y'all something, man. We done said this before. Like, bro, I worked hard to be where I'm at.
Man.
Like, and made great decisions and been blessed in life. If I'm going to be somewhere where I'm gonna be suppressed, I'll just move around. I'll just move around. I'll go somewhere where I'm not. And if that's home, and if that's fishing and hunting and rocking with my partners and my family and doing what I want to do, that's what it is, right? We all got responsibility to character, to things that we say, the type of content that we put out. Because to your point, it's people watching that, and it's people that we want younger coming up under us to realize, yo, you said what you said, but also out of respect, I'm going to make sure that it ain't about correcting it. It's about not letting that live out there on your behalf. So the next generation who may not be in positions that Perk and Swagu is in, for somebody to say, turn in your pink slip and life don't change at all. Because everybody not in that situation.
Man.
All right. So that's
and hold on. Look, let's keep chiming in real quick. Let me bring up a point. What you have done, what I've done in this media space as role players, that don't happen like that, man. That don't happen like that. So for when you see former guys that played try to knock you for the journey that you did to get to this point, and they know how hard it is, it's easy for a Hall of Famer. They roll the red carpet out for them. It's easy for a guy that was a franchise player coming out the league to come in right into the media space and have a straight voice. Just look at Tom Brady. He got a deal done. He ain't even done playing.
He ain't there yet. He
ain't even done playing. But when you was a role player in the NFL or NBA or any sports, when you come into this media space, people don't understand what you have to do and the grind you have to go through to get to the point where you are and get to the point where I'm at. And we still trying to go even further.
Because honestly, Per, to your point, the audience ain't going to immediately respect guys like you and I. They not. That's the reality. And we understand that. That's why I'm so proud of what you've been doing. Bro, we us. Like, at the end of the day, we us. But I knew that coming in. Like, I a moment of transparency based on what you said. I never wanted to work in the NFL. Never wanted to work in the NFL. You know why, Perk? Because everything I saw on television was Hall of Famer, All Pro, one of the great players sitting in these positions and sitting in these seats. And I'm like, it ain't no room for guys that just kind of did pretty good in their respective professional careers. All right. And then too, to your point, I didn't speak the greatest English. I wasn't as polished as the guys that I watch lead. And the one thing that I love about what we do now, and the one thing about the love that we get outside of what we do now that we, have become what we become on television, the best compliment I get is, bro, you have made, and people group us together, but before we even start, bro, you have made it like a realistic possibility that I could be on national TV and talk like I talk. Like talk slow, sometimes don't pronounce the words the correct way, use terms that most of the rest of the world ain't familiar with because I'm from the South. And we've been down the line, and I've told you, bro, I was told in this business, you'll never get to the top point of this business because of your Southern drawl. I was told that to my face. I was told by somebody else in this company, you need to drop the name Swagu. It's a clown name. We want people to know Marcus Spears. I'm like, bro, I didn't name myself Swagu. So I'm gonna stick with it. That's what people identify with me by. And I pretty much a lot of dudes that's great. People use other nicknames for them, other terms.
You saw my.
Hey man, hey, but Perk, on a serious note, bro, like you and I, bro, the one thing we wake up in the morning trying to do is take care of our families and enjoy life. And that's what we do. That's what we do on television. And yeah, it's gonna rub people the wrong way. They gonna call us clowns. They gonna tell us we dumb. You don't know what you're talking about. You ain't educated. We're gonna get all of that. But ultimately, you saying that through Twitter and you're watching me 7 hours a day. Ultimately, that's what's happening. Because you ain't commenting on dudes you ain't watching.
Right.
You ain't commenting on things you ain't watching or topics that you're not watching. So I just want to,
we ain't going nowhere.
Ain't going nowhere.
We ain't
not
going
a damn
nowhere.
place.
We ain't
not
going
a damn
nowhere.
place.
We ain't going
and
nowhere.
We want, and to your point, I want, like, you know how we move. I want, bro, if you out there and you from the South or you from whatever part of the country you from, and people telling you ain't built for this business and you don't talk, you ain't doing it the way that you supposed to do it when you get to that level, look at Swagu and Perk, bro. We are not what people are familiar with on a national platform. This has not been the norm for people on a national platform. That don't mean we unintelligent because we don't talk like you or we don't use the correct, that don't mean we dumb. That just means we are true to how we were raised, how we was brought up, and we talk how we talk, and we move how we move. And that's why that term that Draymond used, because that term has been used against us to depict that, to give those type of definitions about black men from the South. That's why, in case the audience don't know our cousin Kim, that's why the reaction from Perk was like that. It was really bigger than Draymond. It was really bigger than him. So that's, I wanted to kind of, for me, because I want to hear what you're about to say, I wanted to put a cap on that by expressing that and telling our cousin Kimfo, man, go do you and be you, and you might as well be you because everybody else take it.
Yeah, and you know what else? Look, people, like, I saw Stephen A. JJ Redick did a live show with Draymond Green. They combined their podcasts together. They did a live show yesterday or whatever, right? And Stephen A. was a special guest, and him and Draymond are great friends. Man, I don't care about that. That don't reflect, that don't hurt my relationship with Stephen A. I don't care. Like, it's some people that I'm cool with, that those people that don't like other people that I'm cool with, and that's okay. That's okay. You can have, like, that could be your homie.
I love when you say that's okay. I love when you say that. That's my favorite. Okay. You gonna make a shirt say that's okay.
Yeah, like, okay, cool. Like, Stephen A. Hey man, he think the world of Draymond, cool. Like, that's his business. I don't knock that. I don't knock that. See, the whole thing what people got to realize is this, bro. when you're a man and you're secure about yourself, one, you don't give a damn what other people are doing. Two, you don't need nobody's approval to know that you're doing something right or you're doing a great job or to go out there and stand on your own 2 feet. Like I tell everybody to this day, I have great friends. I have good friends. I have guys that I consider my brothers, like you.
Yep.
At the end of the day, I tell you and I tell everybody else, man, we came into this world 1 deep. Unless you're a twin, you came into this world 1 deep. 1 deep. 1 deep. And that's how you got to be able to stand on that, man. You can't, when moms had babies, they came out one at a time. Unless you had twins, triplets, or whatever, and they still came out one at a time. Yep. So at the end of the day, bro, to the people out there, like, you got to be secure about yourself.
Yep.
Don't worry about, don't let nothing else try to affect you or distract you or whatever the case may be. And then I'm going to tell you something else. I'm going to tell you this, and it might not be true, but this is my feeling, and this is my last time speaking on the Draymond situation, and I'm done. Mm-hmm. I feel like Draymond is actually speaking up for a lot of guys who got something to say but scared to say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be honest with you, I think and it's not no knock on Draymond, and I'm not saying I think he's speaking up for other guys that got something to say but are actually scared to say it.
Yep.
And that's whether that's coming at me or coming at other people or whatever the case may be. I feel like Draymond is speaking up for guys. Now, with that being said, it ain't no bullies. Ain't no bullying going on. No. It ain't no bullying going on. Like, we're not going to just bully people. That's not what we in this for.
Like you said, it's time to move on. All right. So
go ahead.
What up, big dog? What up?
Hey, we live. We are live July 13th, and I passed by there the other day, and I'm telling you, it's lit. It's lit. No, hold on. We got an audience. So
I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing too. You was trying to get me on your home turf first.
We got an audience, dog. And I swear, you know how you could. I never been to Rustic, but you know how you could pass by a place and say, you know what? That place looked like it got some good food. That's what it looked like. Y'all could get y'all tickets, okay? We have Rustic in the H-Town, Rustic, okay? Get y'all tickets at bit.ly/SWAGUPERK22. All lowercase. That's how you get your tickets. That's how
y'all come through. Y'all tap in, fam. Y'all know we gonna have a good time. Y'all know we gonna have a good time. We gonna have a good time, man. Listen, man, I want to just life update. All right, in the middle.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the walls and it's looking real bad.
Well, I'm in a hotel.
And I know what's going on, but the world need to know.
The world need to know. I'm in a hotel right now. Okay. We on the tail end. I'm relocating. I ain't telling people where I'm going, but I'm relocating.
That ain't what we do. Where you going?
Going back to the D-Town, Perk. I'm going back to Dallas. I'm gonna be down the street from my bro. Literally 3 hours. We finna turn up.
3 hours? Just 3 hours?
Yeah, I'm going back.
Just 3 hours.
I'm so happy. I was telling my wife, bro, because we moved up here to the Northeast in Virginia, man. It's been phenomenal, bro. It's been phenomenal. The culture, my kids grown, they've learned different things. I'm a Southern boy, though. I'm a Southern boy. I'm ready to get back. It's the quality of life for me. It's different. I ain't knocking nowhere in this country, but the quality of life for me, even with the problems, because there's a lot of them down there, even with the problems, I know that my family is there, my support system, my kids who they grew up with, where they were born, like everything there. And you know how much we travel. And I know the comfort level when wifey at home and she can call somebody 10 minutes down the road in case she needs somebody to show up. That's important for me. That's becoming more and more important as my kids starting to grow up. I want them to be surrounded with people that's going to genuinely have their back and also treat them like their children when I'm not around or when their mama not around.
It's nothing. And guess what? I'm 3 hours away. I swear, the Perkins is still
right up 45
hours away. I just want to ask you this. I know for you and sis, okay, moving, that ain't nothing. I need to know about the children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I need to know about, you know what I'm saying, these nephews.
I'm gonna be real. You know, we black parents now. You know, whatever the hell we say goes. Okay. But here's the thing, man. Here's something that I did this year that shows maturity in our parenting. And this might be for somebody that's listening. I actually told my daughter, my oldest daughter is 15. She's a phenomenal volleyball player, one of the top players in the country, Makaria Spears. And my son, who is a hooper, Marcus Jr., and my youngest is 9, Miko, who is going to be a volleyball player and a hooper. We're going to figure out what they're going to do. Very smart kids, bright, get good grades. They mature. They understand common sense as well as book sense. So I put them in on this decision, bro. Because every decision that has led up to this has been about dad. It's been about my job. It's been about me trying to further my career. It's been about the things that I want to do. Every time we moved, when I was released from Dallas and we went to Baltimore, that was because of me. I wanted to go play for another franchise and steal a little bit of money in my last year. Mm-hmm. All right. When we moved to Charlotte, it was for SEC Network. People don't even remember that, but I worked for SEC Network, which is under ESPN when I first started in television. Moved to Charlotte, wanted to help continue to further my career. Then a couple of years ago, while we were living in Texas, I was flying 5 days a week, bro. Sometimes 6. And that was from Dallas to Charlotte on a Monday. That same Monday night, I would leave Charlotte and go to New York and do shows Tuesday and Wednesday. And I would leave Wednesday from New York and go down to Bristol when I wasn't officially on NFL Live. And I would do NFL Live Sports Center. You know how we do when we go to Bristol. I would leave Bristol, get home on Thursday. Friday morning, I would be leaving to go do my show that was called SEC Nation in whatever city that we were in that weekend. It was a traveling show. I wasn't home, bro. So my wife was like, "Nah, player, we can't do that." And then when I moved over to the NFL, but it was a part of the brand. You know what I'm saying? Like when I finished playing football, I interned with the Dallas Morning News, bro. I was an intern. I was making $2.70 an hour.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't embarrassed. I wanted to do this. I wasn't embarrassed to go do what I needed to do. So outside of that, that's why we're going back. Because now I can call a few more of my own shots. My schedule is tailored to how I want it to be. I could do as much as I want to do. I could do, obviously, NFL Live is my baby. We still trying to nurture that, hone that, and try to make that the biggest show it could possibly be. We got Swagu and Perk where we could do it from anywhere, where we got our listeners building every week, our cousins and kin folks tapping in with us. They even be tapping in with us, asking us, why the hell y'all ain't got a podcast this week? They did. All of that, bro. But I'm going to tell you, the bottom line is this, bro. And you know, like our grandmothers and our aunties and uncles used to say, man, it's a blessing. The Lord done saw fit for me to find a little bit of comfort in my life, but still continue to grind. So my kids are good, bro. They excited. They ready to get back. All their friends there. But this decision was involved with them. They were really a part of this decision.
And guess what? It's time.
Yeah, it is, man.
Because it's no disrespect, but it's no disrespect that maybe this is just me being biased, but it's nothing like Louisiana and Texas sports when it comes down to this level. Like, people don't realize, and like I say, until you come down here.
In a youth?
Until you come down here, don't talk to me, because it's one thing for you to hear stories about, it's a reason. Let me say this. It's a reason why you look at California, okay, cool. But when you look at Texas and Louisiana and you talk about the combination of football and hoopers, it's a reason why we somewhat taking over. It's a reason. Yeah. It's been like that, okay?
I love you, bro. I love you as always.
I love you too. Hey, when you get down here though, before we go, when you.
So I'm gonna be in I'm gonna be in Indy. My daughter got the volleyball national.
Okay.
So she finna go handle business. I hope they win. Her team Metro. They got so probably around July 5th or 6th.
Are the trucks on the way?
The truck got filled yesterday. I just actually missed 2 calls from van lines.
Get on, because I don't want you missing nothing. No delays.
I gotta go. All right, big bro. I love you, man.
I love you
this
too,
was a good talk. I'm glad we addressed what we addressed, bro.
Yep. All right, cool.
All right. This Swagu Perk cousins again, folks. Peace.